Hey guys, welcome to episode number 3 of the Hold On To Your Butts podcast. I'm Brogan, and today I am joined as always by Blev and Wyatt. And we're going to get into our initial reactions to Zelda Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo Switch in general. I know we talked a little bit about that last week on the show, but we've had some time now to actually get our hands on the machine, and we're going to tell you just how we think it's stacking up so far compared to some of the reviews that are out there. And we're also going to get into a little bit, how do we find time for video games these days? With jobs and girlfriends and wives, it can be hard to actually sit down and get a gaming marathon in. So how do we find the time? Where do we find the time? And, how's that changed since the glory days of college and grade school with no responsibilities? And then later on the show in Scenarios, I'm going to ask the guys if they had the superpower of invulnerability, how would they best monetize that? In other words, how do you make the most money off of a superpower? That's all on today. Episode number 3 of the Hold On To Your Butts podcast. Sit back, crack open a cold one, and enjoy. Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hold On To Your Butts, the podcast.
Hold 'em.
Episode number 3. We're so pleased that you chose to give us a second chance. That's how normal
second
chance?
Quinceañera.
I think that checks out. Anyways, guys, we're really excited to be here with you. A couple of big things to talk about this week. I have had, and I believe Wyatt has had a chance to have some quality time with the Nintendo Switch. And I have to be honest, so far, I am absolutely loving it. Wyatt, what are your thoughts so far?
Amazing. I'm more excited about this console than I was about Xbox 360, Xbox One. Hands down, not having the problems everybody talks about. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
But I will say that I have noticed the problems that everyone is talking about. Like, I'll be honest and say that...
Which ones?
Well, my left controller, I've noticed it desyncing a lot, to be honest. And I think more frustrating for me personally is the frame rate issues that we're experiencing when we're playing Zelda in the docked mode. It works perfectly on handheld, like absolutely perfectly on handheld. But the second you put that sucker into the dock, and then lightning strike happens, or a lot of enemies are on screen at one time, there's some serious juddering. Not enough that I'm going to say.
By how much?
No, I don't know what it drops to.
It
I don't know what the frame rate drops to, but it's well below 30 frames per second when it happens.
Okay.
That's for sure.
That's not good.
No. But again, I don't want to open on such a negative because I have never had so much fun. I can't remember the last time I had this much fun playing video games.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Very true. And in a non-multiplayer kind of mode.
Exactly, yeah.
It's so awesome.
So I'll tell you what we did. My wife and I spent literally the entire weekend playing Zelda. Every once in a while a game comes along that she can get really invested in and play along with me. And that's this game. We are obsessed with it. We played Friday night when we got home from work until 2 in the morning. And then we woke up on Saturday, made coffee, ate breakfast, and played while we drank coffee until 3:30. We played.
We made breakfast and made some coffee.
Yeah, it was legitimately the most fun either of us have had playing a video game. Right?
That's awesome.
It's
Ever since I got it, I
fantastic.
try to come up with new excuses where I can't go over to my girlfriend's house. I'm like, I gotta do the laundry.
I'm busy.
Yeah, gotta do my laundry. She's like, why? You don't do laundry.
Yeah, she knows. She knows where it's coming from.
But in all honesty, I'm trying to capture exactly what it is that I'm enjoying so much about Zelda, and I think one of the things that I can take away from it, because I'm in no way ready to give you guys a review, but spoiler alert, it will be a 10 out of 10 for me for sure.
For the Switch or for Zelda? Zelda, hands down.
Yeah.
I'm 1% into it.
I don't have to finish it to tell you
12
that it's
hours
perfect.
into it,
Yep.
1% into it, absolutely love it. You can climb anything.
It's pretty awesome. I think the thing that Zelda does so well, and
Exciting.
I know that all of them have done this really well, but I think this one especially is pacing. And when I say pacing, I think it's the items that you unlock in the speed that you unlock them. So I'm a very visual video game player, and I like when I'm playing an RPG to get a new set of armor or get a new weapon that I can see hanging on my back or something and running around and that stuff gets me jazzed. I like that.
So it's like that.
Yeah, it is, and it's like it's really good about like starting you out and
beautiful.
like baby stepping you into the world and saying like, okay, here's a stick you can fight with.
You can do
And it's
anything in
like,
any order. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how your speed, your rate.
Yep.
It's amazing.
And I like that's like, yeah, so here's a stick you can fight with. And then it's like, okay, this only does 2 damage. I'm having a really hard time fighting this guy. But you know in the back of your head, sooner than later, this guy's going to be the easiest guy to fight in the game. Because then you get like a sword that's like a 12, and you feel like invincible with like a 12.
Until you run
And
into
then you
a
die
higher minion.
immediately against
Yeah.
a stupid centaur who one-shots you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, boy. Tough story
I
there.
don't want to talk about it.
I've heard like Link is probably one of the hardest games.
It's really hard. I die a lot.
You will die a lot.
I take on way too much. The elixirs, do not underestimate the elixirs. Make them, use them, love them, drink them.
Yep,
That's a poster, I think.
totally agree.
It's a poster.
I think, yeah.
It's like it's not as hard as like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne, but it is equally as challenging and like has as steep of a learning curve, I think.
Which is different because Skyward Sword was a cinch. I flew through that game without even... I don't think I died once. It was so easy.
I don't think I really played
I loved
Skyward
it, though.
Sword.
It's a great game, but I blew through it.
I think the last Zelda game that I played was Wind Waker, and I loved that. I played the crap out of Wind Waker. I
Twilight
thought it was
Princess also
fantastic.
even easier. I flew through that game. Super easy. This one, I'm dying if I go off the beaten path.
The other
Easily.
thing that I'm loving about Zelda so far too is Wyatt came over today and before the podcast, he got here a few minutes early and brought his Switch, and we were talking about what number one really cool thing about Switch. Like he showed up with his system, and like we were able to compare notes on Zelda. Like I was like, all right, hey, show me the armor that you've got, or okay, cool, where'd you get that piece of armor? And then open up the map, and then like I can stamp a spot on the map to say, oh, this is where Wyatt got that armor. That's cool. We should go check that out later. It's becoming like, for a non-multiplayer game, the kind of conversations that it's creating amongst people, like people at work are talking about it. They said, oh, yeah, the new Zelda came out. I haven't played video games in forever, but, we went to a friend's house and they were playing it. We ended up playing it for 4 hours. Like, it's just got this unbelievable, like, magneticism to it. I'm making up words again. But magneticism is pretty cool.
Everybody at work's
I like
asking
that
about
word.
it. They heard it because I told a story about how 2 kids were in line and they didn't get it and they were crying their eyes out, and I watched them walk to the car as I held I'm almost 30 years old. I don't need the system, but
And you can afford it by
and
yourself.
I earned that money. You rake leaves and earn it yourself, kids.
But the great irony, of course, is like the
good
older
job.
you get and the more money that you get, you have less time to play video games. When was the sweet spot for playing video games?
Honestly, when I was in college.
Yeah, well, that's true. Like college, you have no
Well,
responsibilities.
the funny thing is,
class,
you would have
obviously.
like maybe one class in the morning, and then you'd be like, "Oh man, I have to go to this class at 9:30." But you know what? It only lasts for 4 hours. But then the rest of the day, you know what I'm gonna do? Nothing but play video games and order pizza and drink some beer.
I don't know. When I turned
college
6,
was awesome.
when I turned
College was so awesome.
If you're there, don't leave.
Don't you ever leave. Listen to me. If you're in college, you don't ever leave.
You don't leave at all.
You take your victory laps and you keep running.
Keep running. Take classes. Never leave.
Yeah, when I was 16, I was a cart attendant at a department store.
You were not a cart attendant. What were you?
I was a produce transportation management specialist.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Holy shit! That was
was
your
my-
title.
No, self-proclaimed title.
Oh,
I put on my resumes. It's on my resume.
Dang, dude!
That's
what
it,
an
just
overblown title.
Up
That's
your
awesome.
game.
You have to. You have to like
Right,
set
yeah.
the tone.
But when I was 16, I got only worked 10 hours a week, and it was like learning experience from my dad. And every time, as soon as I got that paycheck, I'd ride my bike to GameStop and pick out whatever game I could afford. And that was where I got really big in the game.
Well, and that was actually right around the time that you and I became friends, because I remember spending most of our time was at a Game Crazy or GameStop. Yeah,
We were regulars.
We were
It was
regulars.
sad.
Like
It
we
was
knew
sad.
everybody that
They knew
worked
your
there, and we'd go in there and we'd spend we'd go to pick up a game and
Everybody
we'd spend
knows your
2
name.
hours there, and
Sometimes
just
we didn't even pick anything up. We just went.
because it was also right next to a Taco Bell, so I mean,
We just stopped
Priorities.
in there to say hi. They're like, yeah, we're going to, what was the big conference?
we were going to E3.
E3.
No, Comic-Con.
No, they were the guys that worked there
that's
would go to
right. That's
E3
right.
and then they would tell us all about it.
Yeah,
And we're
yeah,
like, oh, does E3 still happen? It does. Of course
Yes,
it does.
E3 does.
This
still
year
happen.
was actually,
I keep getting that mixed up with BlizzCon.
ironically, it's funny that you bring up E3. This was actually the first year that they opened up E3 to the public. They offered 15,000 tickets.
Wow.
But
but they sold out fast.
$300 per ticket. which, isn't terrible.
What do you get to do for $300 though?
Comic-Con's only
stand in
$150.
line. I mean, essentially.
The entire time.
So I will say this. About conventions in general. Wyatt and I were lucky enough. We went to Comic-Con, I think it was 2012, I want to say.
Dang, I
2011.
wish I knew you guys then.
And
No, it was 12, you're right.
we went to San Diego Comic-Con, which honestly I look back on as
It's our
like...
best vacation we've ever had in our
Yeah,
life.
like the geek mecca. I mean, there was something for both of us there the entire time. So, like, I'm a huge Firefly Joss Whedon fan. Here's a quick story. This is worth telling. Oh man, this is worth telling. Okay, so we go to Comic-Con, and essentially all of downtown San Diego is totally transformed, overtaken by this
Nerds.
event. The bars on the street in Comic-Con are themed after Gotham City, or they're themed after Metropolis, or the Avengers Tower. Like they're all taking a Playboy even had a bar. Like it was pretty wild. And so we go to the Gotham City bar, and we like kind of wait in line for a while, and then we actually like get a opportunity to kind of go around the back and like sneak in and get to like the VIP area of this bar and stuff. And we're having a good time and having a few drinks. And it's kind of it's crazy because you're there. And you order a couple shots at the bar, and you're like going to order like for the group that you just met, that you were just talking to.
Yeah.
It's one of the great things about Comic-Con is that you can talk to anybody because no one's judgmental. Everyone's geeking out about something, and you can strike up a conversation.
And they're not shy because they know everybody's like them. So maybe in real life they're shy, but here they're not. They're
So
the
not
cool
like
kids.
introverted. In
Yeah,
any way.
they're
Exactly.
the cool kids.
How's they usually?
It is so cool. You literally
Exactly.
can walk up to anybody and they're your best friends. They were that welcoming.
And so it's really funny to like go up. You're having a great conversation with this group of people you just met, and you walk up to the bar and you go, "Hey, can I get 2 shots for me and my buddy?" "Oh, actually, you know what? Make it 4 shots because I want to get some for Captain Kirk, Catwoman, and Mr. Freeze over there." Like because like everyone's like cosplay. It was a really good time. But anyway, so we're at the bar, and I'm up there like ordering a shot for Wyatt and I or something, and I look over to my right. And I swear to God, Joss Whedon is like leaning on the bar,
Really?
and I'm like,
Nobody notices him.
"Oh my God!" I was like, "Are you Joss Whedon?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, I'm Joss Whedon." And I was like,
He
"Wow."
also said nice pins.
Yeah. I had Firefly pins on my
Really?
my
Wow.
badge that I was wearing, and he was like, "Nice pins." And I was like, "Oh, I can't believe you just noticed my Firefly pins, and you're Joss Whedon." And I was like,
just in my pants.
I was like, "Can I buy you a shot?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm
What
gonna
if
buy
he really
Joss Whedon a
wasn't,
shot." It was absolutely Joss Whedon.
Wait, no, it was
Like
because we
ruining
just
your-
saw his Q&A. We saw his Q&A
It was-
earlier that
It
day.
was same clothes, like it was Joss Whedon.
What did
for
he?
sure.
What was just released that he was doing? It wasn't Avengers.
It was Much Ado About Nothing. It was this.
Really?
It was this short that he did. Yeah, it was this short that he did.
Oh, the musical.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was what he
and
came out with.
and so anyways, but he was there, and so he says I can buy him a shot, so I buy him a shot, and he's about to take it, and this like publicist comes running up, or I don't know who it was, maybe it was his wife, or I honestly
his
have
wife.
no clue, and maybe
His wife.
yeah, it was his wife, maybe we looked it up, that's right,
Yeah.
but I think it was also his publicist or something like that, and she runs up and she goes, "Joss, we gotta go right now," and he was like, but I was like, okay, she like kind of takes him, rushes him upstairs, like up these like weird staircase, and I'm like, Wyatt, I go run over to Wyatt, I'm like, Wyatt, we have got to go up those stairs. Joss Whedon's up there. I don't know what's up
The
there,
VIP area.
but it's going to be cool. And then we go over there and like talk to the bouncer and beg him. We're like the guy who was standing in front of those stairs, like, please let us go up there. Like, just you will make our lives if you let us go up there. And he like kind of begrudgingly was like, all right, just go ahead. And so we sprint up these stairs and we get up there and there is nothing.
He's
up
gone.
He's gone.
Batman away. I
Like,
swear to
just-
God.
Gone. Like
The bouncer's like, why the fuck do you guys want to go up there? There's
No,
nothing
and
up
we're
there.
not talking like he went up there and there's a group up there. No, we go up there and it's empty bar. Not even a bartender.
Not
It
even
is
a soul.
Empty floor. He had disappeared
not even
into
like
nothingness.
the pitter patter of ninja feet running
Yeah.
away or a helicopter. Like where could he
I have no
possibly
idea.
gone?
We
It
went
was-
into an open room, like an open ballroom. It was completely empty, and he was only like maybe 10 seconds ahead of us.
Joss Whedon, if you're listening to this, please let us know where you went and let us know if you're okay.
That's not okay.
He's probably
He
fine.
hasn't-
He went on to make the Avengers
Oh,
like
okay,
2 years
okay.
later, so I'm sure he's
or
fine.
a robot, a replacement. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, it was
Or
a great
clone.
time. I lost track of what we were talking about. What else happened that year at Comic-Con, actually?
I saw the Black Power Ranger. We got to see Ant-Man.
saw the Black Power Ranger timely.
I chased him down. I got kicked out for trespassing.
You did?
Yeah, I chased him down. I hopped the fence and asked him to take a picture, and he said, "Make it quick." I was like, "Tone it down, okay,
Easy
dude.
guy.
Easy
Like,
guy.
you're not that famous."
Yeah, let's go. Like, you're at Comic-Con, and I'm the only one that recognizes you. Let's chill out a little bit.
Yeah,
should-
like of all
Exactly.
places to go. Like if I was ever famous for anything, I would just kind of walk around the streets there and wait to get noticed. Speaking of Power Rangers. Are you guys looking forward to the
I'm
Power
pretty
Rangers?
excited.
I have the
Power
day
Rangers.
off work. It's gonna be the best day of my life.
You're going to see it multiple times.
Ooh yeah.
Boom.
Oh, I'm gonna get midnight tickets. Man, I'm gonna see it Thursday night. I'm so excited.